It was all Allie's fault. In my previous life, Nathan's fated mate was sexually assaulted and then jumped from the rooftop. Before she died, she left only that sentence behind. Nathan was devastated beyond reason, and yet he made me his Luna. What followed was a living hell. He broke me piece by piece until I fell into severe depression, driven to the point where I too chose to jump from a building. The moment I fell, Nathan reached out and grabbed my hand, stopping me midair. For one brief moment, I thought he was going to save me. Allie, if there's a next life and you ever meet Tiffany and me again, his grip loosened. Stay far away from us. Then he let go, and I fell. When I opened my eyes again, I was 6 years in the past, standing on the same road I walked every day. In the distance, Nathan and Tiffany were walking toward me. Tiffany saw me first and waved happily. "Allie, want to go to training together?" The moment her voice reached me, my mind snapped. I froze in terror, like I had seen a ghost, then threw my bag down and ran without looking back. "Allie, where are you going?" someone shouted. I ignored every voice calling after me and ran against the flow of pack members heading toward the training grounds. Sunlight filtered through the trees, and the wind brushed gently against my face. It felt good. It felt so good to be alive. All the darkness that had once invaded my mind and body, consuming me from the inside out until I could barely breathe, it was gone. Now I was 17-year-old Allie Whitmore, healthy, energetic, bright. My father was a beta who served Nathan's alpha parents. Nathan was 1 year older than me. We grew up together, trained together. Many she-wolves admired him. He was the ideal mate in everyone's eyes, but he had always been with me. He was like an older brother to me, and also my secret crush. I didn't even know when it started. At one point, I even wished he was my fated mate. Until one day during chemistry class, I suddenly collapsed. It was Tiffany Coldwell, the alpha's daughter from the neighboring pack, who took me to the infirmary. From that moment on, Tiffany entered Nathan's world, and mine. She and Nathan had similar interests, both being heirs of their packs. Whenever they were together, they always had endless things to talk about. Slowly, I became nothing more than a shadow trailing behind them. Then came the rumor. Tiffany had been raped. The news spread through the entire school, and the entire pack. Before she jumped from the rooftop, her face was covered in tears as she stared at me with hatred. "Allie, you killed me." Then she leapt without hesitation, so fast that no one had time to stop her, not even time for me to explain. Nathan saw the note she left behind and completely lost it. He grabbed my throat, his grip tight enough to suffocate me, his blood-red eyes filled with hatred I had never seen before. "Allie, why? Why did you force Tiffany to die? This was known only to you, so why did you say anything?" My throat burned. I swallowed the pain in my shoulder and forced out a broken explanation. "I didn't. It wasn't me." But no one believed me. Tiffany's final words had already branded me as the murderer. With a victim's accusation, any defense sounded weak, pathetic, and meaningless. So I was isolated, bullied, destroyed socially in a way I had never experienced before. Everyone looked at me like I was a killer. Every gaze in the school and the pack felt like a blade pressed against my skin. Especially Nathan. 4 years later, at the mate gathering, he publicly announced that I was his chosen mate, his future Luna. It looked like he had forgotten Tiffany entirely, like he had returned to the same gentle version of him I once knew. I believed him. I thought, maybe Nathan finally believed me. He even smiled softly and ruffled my hair like he used to. "Allie," he said gently, "let's seal the mate bond." That was the Nathan I remembered. Warm, familiar. For a moment, I truly thought the old him had come back. But after he inherited his parents' position as alpha, everything changed. He drove my parents out of the pack. I was confined to the pack house. Hatred and cold violence became the air I breathed every day. Nathan stopped pretending. His eyes toward me turned distant and ice cold. "Allie, you should suffer everything Tiffany went through. Allie, why don't you just die? If you died, maybe I could finally forgive you." And so, as he wished, 6 years later, I jumped from a rooftop, just like Tiffany had. But he never knew. Only seconds before he let go of my hand, I met my wolf. Her name was Mia. Her first words to me were, "We found our mate. He's coming to save us." And her last words were, "I think he just slipped." Then, through my tears, she closed her eyes forever. I stood frozen on the road, the school bell still echoing in my ears. The pain in my body, the cold final words Nathan spoke before my death, Mia's whimpering, all of it finally began to fade from my mind. Allie, he'd said in the end, if in the next life you ever meet me and Tiffany again, stay far away from us. I exhaled slowly. This time, I would stay far away from Nathan and Tiffany. Without hesitation, I turned and ran toward home.